Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. I want to give a big shout out to, first and foremost, Harold for raiding with a party of two. Harold, thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate it. You host your raid. I love that. Thank you so much for that. And of course, Mr. Bob already put in the subscription. That's 44 months at tier 1. 44 months is ridiculous. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. It's always my friend. Thank you for your continued support. 44 months. That's just a lot of months. That's an OG supporter, and I appreciate. Aristofan says I sound much better, which was from the pre-show. So if you didn't watch my stream yesterday, I got a new headset microphone. The ears are new. The cans, good cans. Microphone's different, a little different, very similar. And I was definitely like too loud and too blown out. And the loud I can adjust. The blown out I couldn't adjust in OBS, and I wasn't quite sure what it was. Turns out somewhere in the settings, somewhere along the path. Hey, Lashbrook, welcome, welcome. At some point in my old microphone settings, I had was increasing the decibels, and I probably did that because I had to be almost at max volume on that mic in OBS. My mic levels had to be almost at max for it to be loud enough. So I probably added some decibels to that. Different microphone, clearly, than this one. Similar but different. And that's so that when I got rid of that, this sounds better. I'm in yellow right now, which is probably means I'm pushing it when I'm talking, and I can take it down a little bit. But I want to hear from y'all. You can tell me now, you can tell me during the stream if I'm too loud or if I sound, garbled. You let me know, because my ear for how my voice sounds isn't the same as your ear for how my voice sounds, because I'm not you, I'm me. And I think I know what my voice sounds like, but I'm not accurate about that. Anyway, the big thing is I have my old headphones with the mic. The headphones themselves don't work anymore. The mic still works, but the headphones don't. And I need these headphones to be headphones for things like Zoom calls or interviews or playing video games. Or let's say I don't know, I can't sleep and it's 6 in the morning and I just want to watch an anime, but I don't want to wake up the whole house. It won't be 6. It'd more be like 4 in the morning, because if it's 6 in the morning, my parents are moving around and it's not a problem. It's honestly more like, like 1 a.m. or I'm just like, I'm going to watch something violent. Let me put my headphones on. So I need these. Got a very long cable, which is good. So that's going good. Hey, if you didn't see my stream on Monday, you might not know, but we're body complete, pretty much body complete on the Penelope. We just have to put a lot of armor on this thing, and we've done some of that. We put extra big feet on it because it already had its own feet. Now it needs bigger feet, because you need bigger feet to stabilize when you put on just gobs of armor. We're going to put on so much armor on this thing. We got like giant pieces. This came off the tray. Giant pieces going on this. And also, somebody pointed out on Twitter that this kit really needs, there's a treatment you can do to plastic yourself. You can mask with tape, and then you can actually score it and make your own panel lines. This kit, it kind of craves that. Because some of the lines on here aren't really deep. It doesn't necessarily need new panel lines. It needs reinforced panel lines in some things. Some of these pieces are going to need, would benefit, maybe not need, would benefit from having some extra work done to it. Well, speaking of, Bad Glumpa just raided with a party of 24. Hello and welcome. Welcome, raiders. Welcome. Thanks so much, Jason, for that raid. We'll go to the overhead so you can see what we're doing here. Dragon Wolf, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that very much. Hello and welcome. Very nice to have you here. We were just wrapping up the intro portion of the stream, so you're perfect timing for us to get into this. Hello, yes, I've come here. Thanks for the actions of Gunpla of the Bad, my favorite kind of Jason. Indeed. Welcome, welcome to the squad. I'm Pat Baer. If this is your first time here, I am model kit builder, a model kit enthusiast, I would say. I am not an expert by any means. I am an enthusiast with experience because I've been doing this for a while. Bobby Dice Roller is here, throwing in the emotes. I got some cool emotes. You as Gunpla enthusiast might be interested in my tier 2 emote, that in the fact that it's me as a death scythe, because if you know someone that can make emotes, you can pay them to make emotes where you're a death scythe. That's just a thing you can just do. Um, and there's also a Lego me, because I also build Lego on the stream. We're working on the Penelope, and as you can see, we're pretty much body complete here. We added the giant feet. I'll show you this thing here. So it's got regular old feet there. You can see that. It's got regular old feet. And then you put big feet on it because you need to. Because we're going to put a lot of armor on this. Also, it comes with, even though this kit is from 2020, it still comes with this old stand, the old standby stand, with a different, this is gray instead of the black that normally would come with this stand. It comes with the gray one because for whatever reason they decided to make the connection point its own thing. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, it comes with its own stand because it's going to need it. You can see in the photo, if you're not familiar with the Penelope, you take the Odysseus and then you throw on a chicken or a swan on top of it. Some people say chicken. I like to say swan because it feels fancier to say, oh, it's the swan flight armor. But anyway, we're going to get into this because this kit just needs it. I was actually, before we were going to get into this, I was just talking right before y'all came in about how Jason had mentioned that this kit could use, like, fancy way to say chicken, right? This kit, we're gonna panel line this. We're gonna complete sections of armor and panel line it. And the gray is gonna help this white pop, but some of this white could definitely use a little more. A few more panels. If we had been able to magically create panels for this, it would definitely benefit it. But unfortunately, that is not a skill that I possess myself here, doing some scoring. I could do it, and maybe I will. Maybe in the future, I will look at this kit and go, you know what? I'm going to go back into this kit, and I'm going to score it and going to add my own lines to it. I definitely wouldn't practice on this kit because it's one of the most, I don't know if it's the most expensive high grade I've ever bought, but it certainly is up there. Because it's a lot of kit. It's a giant box. I don't have the box currently with me because I don't want to build out of that box. But this is like there's a lot of kit to this, especially for a high grade. There's just a lot going on. So let me get the next sheet I need here, which is I. So we'll get some the gold here. Very, very happy with the gold. Very happy with white and gold as the combination. I think it's looking pretty rad. The yellowish gold there. I say yellow just because my eyes thought it was yellow. Is it gold? Is it yellow? It doesn't matter. It's fine. It'll be what it is. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. If you're new here, I model kit build 3 times a week, 2 hours each stream. That's right. I only do 2 hours because I have found that I get not great at model kit building after the second hour. Part of it is because I don't have people here to talk with. I have you in chat, and I talk to you, and I talk about what's going on with me. But I have found for myself, eventually, I just become less eloquent than I would like to be. All right, it says here, do not push this section when attaching. So I shouldn't. You can see here, I shouldn't be pressing this part because, yeah, you don't want to do that. So we're going to try to go from the side here. We're going to try to get these interlocked in a way that doesn't involve me putting pressure on that piece. And I appreciate that notification, If this was, 6 years ago, that would not be in English. Would not know what that was telling me. I would see words there, and I would go, wonder what that means. I see the circle with the line through it, but What else could that be? Anyway, we connected that. Is that all this piece needs? No, it's going to connect to another piece there. But why don't we just panel line it as we go? Because these are big, big pieces here as we start putting on the real thing here. So why not take advantage of the fact that we can just hit this with a marker. So we're just going to do this. I subscribe to the quick and dirty method of just hit it with a marker, hit it with an eraser, or, I could use a tissue, I could use a Q-tip, I could use my finger, but doing streams like this, it's just so much easier just to hit this hard and fast. And then maybe, if I like a look of a thing that would get erased, that would go away with the eraser, I can always hit that later with just, the marker real quick and not hit it with an eraser later. I can go back and fill some stuff in. But yeah, I'm just kind of hitting this as we go here. Just hitting all the major parts. And then I like using an eraser like this. It leads a little bit of whatever I got to clean up after a stream. Not a big deal. But I'm not entering this into a contest. I'm doing it on stream. This is edutainment, maybe mostly entertainment, maybe a little interest for people that are like, oh, what's going on with this? I will say, if you are scared of panel lining, just get a couple markers, invest, get 3 markers, get black, get brown, get silver. I used to say, buy a cheap high grade kit. Just buy an unpopular high grade kit, But everything's expensive right now, so that's hard to say to do that. I don't know. I guess try to find an inexpensive entry grade kit. Like, I guess that's the new thing to practice on. Try to find the RX-782 entry grade. But if I can do it, I have complete and utter confidence in your ability to get this done, because I don't have any artistic talent at all. I just have enthusiasm. So if I can do it, I feel like y'all can do it too. Let's see. Oh, that's H. Where's G? Where did G go, folks? That's H. That's also H. Where is G? I need to find G here. There it is. There are a lot of trays here, or spruces, or whatever you want to call them, that are just full of white pieces, and so occasionally I'm just a little lost when I'm digging through. You can always take it back off with rubbing alcohol if you don't like it. Yeah, Lashbrook, that is an excellent point. It is removable. You can, if you've let it dry and you're not thrilled with how it looks, you can always take care of business. Do it again. Now, look, you come to a Gunpla streamer, and you may have been, you may watch some people put some stuff together, and you may say, well, this other streamer I saw, they've got the file out. They're using 2 different snippers. They file every piece as it goes. They're snipping. They've got big cutters to cut like sections out so they can really get in there, and they're really applying, and they're trying to take care of this. That is not me. The fact that I am a 2-snip streamer, or 2-snip guy, is new. That was not a thing that I was doing up until very recently, when I got a little more delicate of snippers. But as I said, I'm not doing this for display. I'm doing this because I really like making model kits, putting model kits together. And also, I get very stressed out streaming video games. As folks that were hanging out with me last night while I tried to play a Tetris Attack-like game, and I was just getting so flustered while doing it. trying to play games and stream is something that, like, hey, a lot of people are very good at that. I'm not one of those people. Why don't we just hit this with some gray right now? I do play games every Wednesday here on stream, but usually they're like I play a lot of Hearthstone on this channel on Wednesdays because, while I do get salty on occasion, it's not like I need lightning fast reflexes. Or the second game I played last night, Dorf Romantique. Ooh, Dorf Romantic or Dorf Romantique. I don't know how it's pronounced. Ooh, that game is very fun because it's just like a one-player Carcassonne. It's like, sure, I'm going to make tiles and put some stuff out. You take care as well. Thanks for stopping by. And, have a good rest of your Thursday. Or Friday if it's Friday for you. Some people it's Friday right now. Did you ever download the new version to see if the chill mode worked out for you? Yes, Lashbrook. Lashbrook is referencing there is a game right now that is being kickstarted, and we played the demo of it. It's called Spirit Swap, and it is the Tetris Attack-like game. Yes, TYA Steak says almost Friday here. So there you go, yeah. Well, happy almost Friday. So I played Spirit Swap, and Spirit Swap is very fun. It is a Tetris Attack-like game. The original demo that came out only had one setting, and then which I didn't realize that was the thing that was happening. I was like, well, I'm not good at this game. Turns out they had updated it with a different demo. Why can't I put this piece back on? I had it on, and then I took it out so that I could do the panel lining first. And now I'm like, hey, why doesn't this work exactly how it did when I put this in for the first time? So we'll see what I did wrong here. That's not how it goes, because it goes the other way. To other way? To other way. We'll see. Yes, got it. Now I got it. Great. So Spirit Swap. If you download their demo from itch, you're now downloading version 1.1 of the demo. I had version 1 of the demo. Version 1.1 added like chill, unchill, and some like an extra hard mode. And I'm better at chill mode. Did you ever get the wooden pod finished? Yes, I did. I did finish the wooden pod. I just had to panel line it because we basically body complete the kit on stream. So I did finish that up, panel line that thing. Wooden pod is a great little high grade, folks. I did that for the charity stream. And that was, that was a fun little kit to put together. I do like the kits that, the grunt kits that are out there. The non-Gundam kits. They're fun to put together now and again. The colors in that one are very fun. And also, it's kind of nice to buy a kit that all the parts are for that kit. Like, there are no reused anything. All the sheets were from the same, batch. I don't know, that's fun. Now I'm going to get to do something like that. All right, so this is going to interlock. Some images may be omitted. Okay, well, that doesn't make sense. But this is going to go in like this. There we go. There we go. All right. So this piece is almost done. We got a couple more inserts to put in, and then we're going to do this basically for the other leg. This is for the this leg, I believe. But we'll know when we get there. Eye, which is gold again. Another gold piece here. And I'm working on the MG gun tank right now, prepping the parts for priming and painting. Oh, nice, yeah. So for folks that came in through the raid, you won't be seeing any painting done here. I would love at some point to have a proper setup to try paint, and I could get a brush. I could do something with that. That's certainly a possibility if I really wanted to go down that route. But I'm not super experienced with doing any kind of paint, spray paint or or even brush paint for model kits. That's a thing that someday, but that is, uh, as you may be able to tell, that's my bed. So I am currently in a good-sized bedroom that I'm happy to be in, but a good portion of this bedroom is the bed and the table I'm working off of. Is a big chungus. Yeah, I can imagine an MG gun tank being pretty big. All right, so we're gonna put that there. This is the one piece for there, and then we're gonna do G8. Yeah, so I have a lot of plans for when I move into a space that is mine, and I can kind of like get a proper workstation set up. But those plans are going to take a little time to get going. The nice thing about markers is you just do it right here. It actually is the core block system and the torso, and comes with a core fighter for it. Ooh, a core fighter. Ooh, love a core fighter. Just a good thing to have on a kit. All right, so we're going to be light with this because it is going to be a little hard to erase these. So we're just going to kind of do a little bit here. We can get in there if we need to, but let's do a little bit of black on this gray here. Or not gray, this yellow. Just a little bit of black, just so it pops a little bit here. Nothing major, just a little bit of color. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It's also a thing where I'm like, I'm not sure what is going to be noticeable on this kit, but kind of get a sense when we put them together. We can see how it looks. And it's got to go here. Yeah. The springs that actually flex like the spring in the suspension and the main guns too. Ooh, that's fun. Ooh, that sounds good. I like the sound. I like all this the things you're saying about that kit. Model parts of the rudders. Wow, yeah. That's very cool. All right, so we're going to hit this here. Do that. Let's see. What did I want to talk about today? Okay. We're going to talk very briefly about one piece of model kit news brought to my attention. I put the retweet out myself as well to let the people know that Hobby Collection, Bandai's Hobby USA Twitter account put out the word that more info coming soon on the Millennium puzzle from Yu-Gi-Oh, which showed up in a Japanese announcement. Basically, if you're unfamiliar, the Millennium puzzle is the thing what seals in Yami Yugi. Then Yugi, he gets the puzzle, he solves the puzzle, and then that is how he gets involved in, professional duel monstering and saving the world a few times and all that. And they announced in Japan, they had announced, okay, hey, we're doing a model kit. So they have not said. So they announced that, like, hey, Japan, we're making this. The pieces are going to be on runners. You're going to take components out. You're going to build all the pieces. Then you're going to have all these gold pieces. And then it's up to you to assemble the puzzle. Now, Bandai has basically just, the U.S. branch has basically been like, hey, more details coming soon. But at the very least, because it is a new line, 2AI says, in Japan at least, it's just going to be a new line. This like ultimatum, something like that. Basically, they were like, hey, we're making this. Japan a while ago. And now today, let me go find this tweet here. Where did I put this? They basically were like, Ultima Gear, Millennium Puzzle. More info soon. Now, does this mean that they are going to be doing a full U.S. release in stores everywhere? I don't know. Is it going to be from, premium Bandai, the U.S. premium Bandai in the U.S.? Yeah, the Ultimate Gear. I don't know. Um, I'm happy. I hope that it will just be available places. You can just order it from your favorite shop, be it in person shop or your favorite online retailer. Uh, I hope that is the case. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, the best part of it obviously is the fact that you have to solve the puzzle yourself. And some people were like, "Well, of course it's a puzzle," but like that had to be a conversation that people had to have like a conversation about that. Like, well, we'll include instructions though because some people won't be able to solve the puzzle, and we want everyone to be able to solve the puzzle. And it's like, yeah. But if you can't solve the puzzle, if you have to like really like sit and think about it, that's way cooler. But way cooler doesn't always mean is gonna happen. And in fact, that like my assumption is that people had to be like present their case for why it definitely should be like you got to solve this. If you want to get this upside down pyramid done, you got to do it. You got to do it yourself and figure it out and like, believe in the heart of the cards. Um, Two says, I expect it's just a regular release through Gunpla shops and such. Yeah, I mean, that's my hope. The fact that, we're getting some information, that also, makes me believe that this is definitely, gonna be something that people can get. And I would be very, very excited to have that. I'd be very happy to not have to import it. If I can avoid having to use Bai, that always makes me happy because, I don't right now. I do not have a friend in Japan. Sometimes I've had friends in Japan. I mean, I guess I have my friend's brother still lives in Japan, and he sends my friend stuff. So I guess if he was sending my friend things, then I could be like, also, hey, can you get the Millennium puzzle for me? I guess we could do that if we had to. I did not know at the time that it was happening. If I had been knowledgeable about it, I would have also said at the time, this is a little while ago, would have been like, hey, also get me one when my friend's brother sent him the ARC 782 711 version, which it's an ARC 782 high grade, but it's 711 colors, and like it's just good. It's just good. It's just the thing that you're like, oh, that's just good. That's a good thing that exists. That's a thing, and you could just get that if you wanted it. I don't know. I'm excited about that. But yes, so we got some Millennium puzzle news, which I am very happy to hear because I would like to build that. The line is supposed to be focused on the ultimate point of items, key characterization, and getting a better understanding of the item through building it. Ooh. See, I had heard, I'd read a little bit of the announcement, but I hadn't seen all of that detail. And I got to say, that sounds fucking cool. Heck, at this point, I would be happy to find an MG GM2 at less than 3 times the retail price. I know, right? Like, it's a thing where when things are announced, my advice to people right now, which is like not great advice, my advice to people is, hey, if you see that something's up for pre-order and you're interested in getting it, pre-order it just instantly. Don't wait for anything that you might want to build. And the caveat of that being, don't pre-order through Amazon because they are just because some people are like, oh well, I'll pre-order this from Amazon because like it'll it'll prime shipping and they don't charge me until the order ships, so I'll just do that. But I have had a couple experiences, and I know many people that have other experiences where they pre-ordered and then they just took too many pre-orders. Hey, Lord Cratchington, welcome. Happy to have you here. So they didn't get their item, and then they had to kind of struggle to get it at a later date from somebody else. Not saying that's going to be everybody's situation, but that did seem to be certainly some people's issue. All right, so That's this one here. Okay, so we did that and we did that. Now we're basically going to do exactly what we just did here, but for the other side. Well, I guess we could put these on and just see how that go. I guess we could do that. So this is going to go, yeah, that's the second step here. So we're going to pull down our bit here to extend the legs, and then this is going to go on into the compartment there on the back. Yeah. And then this goes on the side compartment there. Yeah, little slot there. Yeah, I had the Penelope XI double set on pre-order with USA Gundam Store. Yeah. And of course, I was looking to see Premium Bandai was making some announcements of stuff, and there were a few things that seemed neat, but nothing that I was like, ooh, I definitely need this. But when the crossbones went up, I mean, that black and blue crossbone, like, of course, like, not of course, but like, I saw that and I was like, yeah. That's exactly what I want. Like, I'm going to pre-order this instantly. That is the thing I want. If I see stuff on, USA Gundam Store or see stuff on, Gundam Planet was kind of my go-to because I lived in New York for many years and they're in New Jersey, like right over, so it was really easy to pre-order from them. So I did a lot of pre-orders for those folks, but now that I'm here in South Carolina, there we go. All right, so we got that in. Now that I'm in South Carolina, I do pre-ordering that is not premium stuff. The GM2 got a reprint in February, but got sold out quick on import sites, like all Bandai stuff during COVID. Yeah, not sure if when it would show up in U.S. stores though. Yeah, I mean that is the obviously that not obviously. That is another issue to take into consideration is if stuff isn't showing up in U.S. stores or Canadian stores or wherever you're ordering from. If stuff's not coming to you, like I do not believe that our friend Ash is here tonight, but our friend Ash is in Scandinavia and is in Sweden, I should say specifically. He's in Sweden. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure that Ash has given up on model kits for the time being because that is just not happening right now with any ease for sure. All right, so 2. Try to get this nice and tight here. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, yeah. All right, so basically we're doing what we did here. I'm going to put that there so you can see better. But just on the other side. And did we panel line the back of this stuff you're not really going to see? Sure we did. Because, I don't know, maybe I'll take some 360-degree photos with this. I probably won't. It'll either go on the one shelf I have in here, which you can't see because it's over there, or it'll go, in storage to when I live in a place where I can display a bunch of the cool stuff that I have. So, Pat, do you think Jan's Kingdom Hearts series will get more episodes than Ben's series? So this is a giant bomb question. Right now, Jan Ochoa is doing a series about Kingdom Hearts. Ben, former employee, Ben Pack of Giant Bomb, tried to do a series like that. The fact that he's doing it, so the home era really changes everything. The COVID era of a major site where you're working from home, that does change it because now you're not taking time out of your day or your day in the office. It's still time out of your day, but he's not in the office doing it. And that changes the vibe of it. So maybe, I don't know. It is a video series that I have, much like Ben's series, I have not watched. My feelings on Kingdom Hearts is I'm so psyched when people who love Kingdom Hearts get more Kingdom Hearts games. You get those weird numbers over other numbers. You get those weird reflections on things. You get a thing for another version. I mean, enjoy. I'm so happy for folks that take a lot of pleasure in Kingdom Hearts. I played the first Kingdom Hearts game, did not have a good time, and then stopped playing the second one which I was borrowing for a friend because my friend was like, "Hey, are you playing it?" And I went, "Oh, no, 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 no. Here you go." And that was it for me with Kingdom Hearts. Did not really enjoy my time with it. I mostly enjoy people enjoying it. I like that people like it, and also I like that one ProZD sketch about people who watched the trailer for 3, reacting to the trailer for 3 as some, and he was somebody who didn't know what they were talking about. That is a fun sketch, or as ProZD calls them, skits. And he couldn't call them skits, but I won't because that's skits are things you do around the campfire. Sketches are the things you do. You type them up on a computer or in your notebook, and then you film them. But that's fine. That's me being a pedantic comedy jerk. But as I said, he can call them skits because he writes them and makes them. Plus, Vinny has played at least Kingdom Hearts 3, so he's genuine interest in it. Yeah. Also, Vinny is the person to do this series with. That's the thing. Like, look, you got to work real hard to get Jeff Gerstmann to get excited about a thing that Jeff Gerstmann isn't excited about, because Jeff Gerstmann has lived a long life of giving things a chance and being disappointed. But you can pitch Vinny on some bullshit. Because Vinny, the thing with Vinny is he's a lover of passion. Vinny Caravella loves it when you love a thing. It's one of the reasons why we are pretty simpatico about many things, is because we share that. Like, oh, you're into that? Sounds good. Ben's series seemed more like an ironic thing. Well, that's because seeing if anyone could stand watching him play it. So it's a little ironic. The thing was that Ben was going off the vibes that he was being presented, which was, you shouldn't be doing this. And also, his Ben's comedy thrill, comedy kind of feelings of performance are a little bit more akin to, not like shitlord territory, but a little shitlordy, like a little leaning into shitlord, like no harm, no foul stuff, but like a little more like, haha, fuck you, than maybe some other people on staff who are a little more like earnest. Like there are folks in the Giant Bomb staff who are, well, I don't like this, so I'm never going to play it again. And some people are like, well, I don't like this, so I'm going to dedicate a whole lot of time and effort to let you know about how I don't like this. Almost like it was his Mario Party and he couldn't get the numbers to really keep it going like that series did. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's similar but different. I mean, like, we're psychoanalyzing a lot. Also, sometimes things just stop going because people get pulled in other directions, or, sometimes you don't want to be like the numbers. You don't want to be all about the numbers because you want to be able to make things that fulfill you creatively and that interest you. But I will say this. And this is, again, just me conjecture. This is not me having any facts. For me, anyway, when I'm doing something, and if I'm, like, enjoying it and nobody likes it, I'll still do it. But if I only kind of like something and no one else likes it at all, I gotta love it to do something that no one is interested in. I will do something that I'm not fully invested in for a very long time if it seems to be bringing joy or pleasure to people. If, like, word on the street is this rules, and I'm like, I don't know if this rules, but people are like, hell yeah, this rules, thanks so much for doing this, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to keep doing it. But if people are like, meh / this sucks, and I'm like, well, it doesn't suck, but I'm not like thrilled about it, then forget that. I'm out of here. I will definitely drop a thing if I don't love it. If nobody loves it, like, I gotta at least love it. And I can't say that it's the case for everybody. That's mostly for me. And, I've been known to to drop things because I was like, well, this isn't reaching anybody, and I'm not enjoying it. So forget that. I'm still annoyed that I did 52 videos where I ranked things on Tier Maker, and I didn't get a single retweet from Tier Maker. Not a single retweet from them. That annoyed me. That I did a weekly Tier Maker series, and I never got I did 52 of those videos, and some of them were good. I'm not saying all of them were good. I did 52 of them. There was no way all of them were going to be good. And for whatever reason, the internet, for a brief couple months, there was a certain people that were getting recommended my ranking of the Dragon Maid characters. And I don't know why that one in particular did so well, but it did. And sure, okay. Yeah, like I said, I have no idea why that one did better than every other video in that series. But yeah. But I really liked making them, so I was like, well, I like them. I'm going to keep doing it. So far, this is the third year of me doing a video a week in a series, and still liking them. Still, thankfully, have picked ideas that I enjoy. It'll come a time where I don't. There's gonna come a time where I make a video and I'm like, oh, wish I hadn't made that, but we have not hit that yet, so that's good. But it's coming. I mean, it's inevitable that I will come up with I'm going to do this 52 times, and then I will be like, oh shit, why did I decide to do this 52 times? So far, not a thing. Let's see, what else do we want to talk about? Oh, Small, we got to bring this up, folks. I don't know. There's no information about it. This was from an earnings call. The WWE did an earnings call and said that they struck a deal with Crunchyroll for a multi-episode anime. Now, I'm still of two minds when it comes to calling things not made exclusively by Japanese studios for Japanese television that also ends up in other countries' anime. I'm still having some issue with that. Now, anime just means animation in Japan, right? It just means animation. So, if it's animated, it's anime. That's an easy thing to say. It's a very true statement. But when I think of anime, I generally don't think of things that are made first for a Western audience. Like, I didn't see that one. All I heard today was the Mickey James today. Yes, the Mickey James stuff, yeah. And I don't have all of the information about that, so I'm not in position to talk too much about that because I haven't read all the stuff about that. Except I did read Triple H's tweet about somebody getting fired for improperly handling people getting laid off. But I didn't dig too much into that last work. But yes, this is a thing that, like, hey, like, is the Dota animation, is that an anime? I don't know. They call it an anime. So maybe it's an anime. Hey, Dirty. Welcome. Happy to have you here. As always. So I don't know. I don't know what a... Dirty wants me to ring the bell. They shipped her stuff to her in a garbage bag. Holy fucking shit. That's some fucking shit. Damn. Last work, as I said, I did not read information about that. Yeah. I'm going to ring the bell because Dirty used channel points for me to ring a actual physical bell that I have. So I'm ringing the bell. And then Lord Crashington wants me to ring the bell. Actual physical bell. Ringing that bell. And then we're going to continue paneling this giant piece. So look. Do I know what a WWE Crunchyroll produced anime is going to be? No. Do I know anything about it other than I'll watch it, the first episode of it? No. Do I think it will be a few wrestling stars as some sort of martial arts thing or mystical thing. I mean, that's my hope. I mean, honestly, what I would like it to be is just Tiger Mask, but with WWE wrestlers, like an NXT Tiger Mask show. That would be rad. It won't be that. It'll be some, apocalyptic nonsense thing with wrestlers involved, saving the day and unlocking superpowers. Is my guess. That's my guess. I don't have any information about it. Um, but I mean, I'll watch the first episode. Whatever it means. Also, the fact that the guy who did this earnings call thing, said multi-episode, and I was like, what else would it be? An OVA, a movie? Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, multi-episode. That sounds good. I wonder if WWE leadership is so out of touch that maybe another Scooby-Doo movie is anime. No, I mean, look, if you want to tell me that there's going to be a Scooby-Doo movie that Crunchyroll is a part of, that sounds rad. Is Woods involved in this project? Dirty? I mean, look, again, no information is presented there. The actual man you want to know is involved in is Kofi. I love Dragon Ball Z so goddamn much. Kingston involved, because that man loves Dragon Ball Z possibly more than I do, and I really like Dragon Ball Z a lot. But Kofi Kingston, you gotta imagine, Kofi Kingston is making some phone calls about getting into some anime shit. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have any information about it. A Scooby-Doo anime also sounds pretty fucking good. I love how many nerds are wrestling now. Indeed. Didn't Austin Walker do some writing for WWE Comics? They should get him in there. Yeah, I think Austin worked on he was one of a few writers on a mini boom WWE comic. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about what this is going to be. I don't know who's going to be writing for it. I don't know. There's been no announcements other than in an earnings call, it was said, hey, this is still happening. Oh, one thing that I thought was funny is, so this earnings call, it's investors, right? Investors, maybe they know what Crunchyroll is. They probably don't. So the big selling point was, well, Crunchyroll was recently acquired by Sony, which may or may not actually be happening, but is a fact. But that was their big selling point about why this is cool is not that so many people watch, anime, how perhaps how perhaps this is a market that maybe chose anime instead of wrestling, instead of both. That there's a lot of wrestlers who really like anime. Like their big thing was like, well, Sony bought them, so this is a good thing for us. That made me laugh a little bit. Like that was their big oh, hey, this is gonna be big. He was writing a New Day comic with Evan Narcissus. I never kept up with it. Yeah, I did not keep up with that either. That was a thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a neat thing. I think it was like Austin got to go to Comic-Con in New York to do a thing because of that, and that which led to him doing an interview there. That was very cool. So I was like, oh, neat. Hey, Words Maybe, welcome. We're working on the Penelope. We're talking, in the moment, we're talking a little bit about wrestling stuff, but not too serious about wrestling things, mostly about wrestling and its connection to anime, which is the reported news that there's going to be a Crunchyroll WWE anime thing. Now, will this actually happen? Who knows? Will it happen anytime soon? Who knows? We'll see. But that isn't a leak. That is a investor call announcement. So I'm sure when I watch Cultaholic tomorrow and check out their news roundups, I'm sure I will see some information about that, and then also about the other thing that I didn't know about, the Nicky James shenanigans. Which is Mickey James. I said Nicky James. I meant Mickey James. Apologies. Which sounded real bad. Real rude and not cool. All right. So we're working on the Penelope here. We've been working on the leg armor. You can show it over here. Got to kind of show the back of it because that's where it is. Obviously, my lighting is not great for this, but it damn looks good. It looks real good. So that's nice. That feels good that it looks good. All right. And so this is going to go here. And of course, we're doing this for the second time, so it is a little easier for me to be like, hey, I know how this works. I did this one time before. All right. Pop that in there. Okay. Now we're going to put I-10, which is this piece. Yeah. And we'll see how this looks. We are going to take a pause for the calls in a little bit. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel if that's something you'd like to do. Talk about a few things there. Plug a few videos that I made, including a card pack opening video because I did a charity stream, and the idea was every $50 raised during the stream, I would open a random pack of trading cards as a thank you, as an incentive to get people to donate money. And then I ran out of cards to open because of your incredible generosity from people. I just was like, oh, I don't have cards. So I said, hey, I would get more. I opened 4 more packs of cards and made a video where I opened those cards. And I put that up today, but I'll have a link to that in the show description of this YouTube archive, but also link to you right now, or during the break. That was good. Happy to do that. This wasn't hard to put in, but is currently annoying. So this goes like this, and then this goes... Like I said, this was not... The other side, this was not hard to do. But this side... There we go. Okay. Nope. Huh. I don't know why this is being frustrating, but it is. Of course, in the second hour of this stream, I will talk about anime, because that is a thing that we do here. So I talk about shows that I'm watching. One show I will not talk about is How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Season 2, a.k.a. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega. That show is just, it's not as fun to watch. So one issue I don't like about the show is I don't enjoy its brand of horny. I think its brand of horny isn't fun. It's just cruel. And two, part of the fun of watching overpowered MC main character shows is when the character is overpowered. In season 2, they're basically like, let's put in some hard characters that he's going to have trouble with. And it's like, oh, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for people freaking out because they are dealing with an unbelievably strong character and they have no idea. And then he's freaking out on the inside because he's like, oh, I'm nervous. But not thrilled with how that story's going right now in season 2. So I'm going to take a break from it, so I won't cover it because I'm just pissed off about it. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to talk about it on stream if I'm pissed off about it. I'll just tell you I'm not digging it. I watched this before the stream. I'm surprised they still make trading cards for movies. Yeah, Iron Man 3 trading cards. Who bought those besides me? I don't know. Finally pulled the trigger on the decision to have professionals come in, pack move me, so no more paying people in beer and pizza for assistance and moving stuff in garbage bags and plastic totes. Look, Dirty, as someone that relied on friends to help move and still did manage to help people move, paying for movers is incredible. The weight, especially in today's climate, asking your friends to risk exposure is even more of a weird thing to do. But yeah, having movers rules. It's just like I used to pack myself because I'm good at organizing and doing all that, but I still would pay for movers. The last 3 moves I had, I paid for people to move things. Um, yeah, because I was just like, whatever it is, it's worth it. And then just go to get pizza with your friends another time. So good on you, Dirty. I think you made the right call. Um, Speaking of the right call, can I lay this down? Yes, I can. It's a weird angle, but you can. I remember last time I moved and I tied my mattress to the top of my car like they do in TV. That was the most stressful drive. Yeah. Yeah, I had to do that with a car. I had to help a friend move, and it was like we're putting the love seat on the roof, and I was like, why? Why are you taking the love seat? Let's. I'll help you move it to the curb. We shouldn't. What? I was like, what? They're like, oh yeah, no, this will work. And I was like, oh, I mean, it's your car and love seat, but I mean, what? I thought we were throwing this away. Okay, I'll help you lift. Did that with a SETI? Yeah. Precisely why I just sold my mattress before moving. Words maybe. That is a brilliant strategy. Yeah, I got rid of my bed and mattress before I put stuff in storage because it was going to take up a lot of my storage, and I have a day bed couch, so that's going to be my bed. When I move back to New York and move into a place, I'll just take the day bed, which is like more than a regular futon. I'm just going to take that and then get a new bed eventually, but temporarily use that, and then because I was like, I'm not gonna move a whole giant. I had a good bed, but it was old, and I was like, that's not gonna happen. What is gonna happen? Nice transition, Pat. Is we're gonna take a pause for the cause, folks. This will be really quick. I'm just gonna talk about ways you can support the channel if you'd like. You're under no obligation to do any of the things I'm about to mention here, but if you would like to help me out, you're more than welcome to. Yes, and I'll drink some water now, but I'll drink some later. I'll drink some later as well. Oh, that's good. All right, so let's throw the barricade, the Lego, the site, the emote in chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw those emotes. I appreciate that very much. Again, I'm going to go through these quickly. We're going to get back to working on this kit. But yeah, let the people know you can use Cash Money to subscribe to the channel for $5 a month if you'd like. Good night, all. Have a good stream, Pat. Harold, you have a great night. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. You could donate bits and coins. You could join that leaderboard. Bobby is the top of the gifted sub leaderboard. You could gift a sub to somebody in the community. That would be a great way to support. And if you've been gifted a sub, you can convert that. You can use your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, link with your Twitch. If you're not giving it to me, give it to somebody else. Make sure you're using that token because you're paying for Amazon Prime. You might as well help out a streamer. And every little bit helps. Again, you don't have to do any of this stuff. You being here, you watching, you hanging out, that's what's important. Chat if you'd like. Stay if you'd like. Hit the follow button so you know when I go, and notifications so you know when I go live. These are all things you could do. You're under no obligation to do any of that. Thank you to the people that did hit the follow, though, when you came in from the raid, and people who are just here because you saw me on that, or you're just here because you're here. Thank you. I got a Patreon, patreon.com/PatBaer. I mean, that Patreon is just an alternative. If you are like, I would like to support what you do, but not through Twitch. I get that. Another way to support what I do, but that's not through Twitch, is so for free, you can subscribe to my YouTube, but I also offer memberships. And that's $2 a month over on YouTube. That is an alternative over there. Free, obviously, to subscribe, but to join costs money. And that's the thing you could do if you're so inclined and interested. Also, one-time donations through Coffee, Streamlabs, or PayPal to buy model kits and equipment, because everything that I get through Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, I'm so close on YouTube. I'm like so close to getting a payout because it's a $100 threshold. I'm so close to hitting $100, and I will use that money to buy model kits. Yeah, through direct donations, through all those goes to me buying model kits and equipment because I got to keep going. Got to keep these streams going. Got to keep buying stuff to keep building stuff. So that's another way to support what I do through that. I bought this kit with my money to build it on stream, and I have a backlog of things. But if you would like me to build something else, something maybe that you decide I should build, well, you could do that by buying something from my Amazon wish list. And I'll quickly talk about a couple things that are on there because I've got Lego sets, I've got nano block things in there, I've got high grades, I've got master grades. There's a Zoid in there, plenty of high grade stuff, some Pokemon stuff. Couple kits here and there that are a little more expensive, that are, I would say, expensive for a high grade, but still stuff that I would like to put together. I got that Hello Kitty RX-782 SD. That's a Hello Kitty and a Gundam, and then you can make the Hello Kitty into a Gundam. I got that in there because I haven't built that, but I would like to. Very expensive master grades that just feel very expensive, but they are there. But yeah, I put that stuff in there so that you could look at it, and if you wanted to, you could buy something and it would jump the queue. I would build that sooner than anything else. It'll be like, well, sorry, Lego set I got there. Sorry, Moon Gundam. You don't get to be built yet because I got to build the thing someone built for me or bought for me. Alternative to that, extra steps, but not Amazon. You could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store, and then you could send me a DM on Twitter with that gift card code that they send you in an email, and then I'll use that and buy something there. That's something you could do. Again, none of this stuff is stuff you have to do. Discord is a free thing right now. I mean, Microsoft apparently isn't buying Discord, so as of right now, Discord is still free. You could join my Discord. It's a nice little Discord. We didn't. Why did that not show up? There it is. It was delayed. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's all in the show description, so watch that there. But yeah, I have a Discord. I post build photos at the end of every stream. It's pretty chill, pretty laid back. It's just people post stuff they're working on, and pretty cool. YouTube videos that I have made that I would like you to watch. You could watch this episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club. I got a new one coming out Monday, but here is the latest Pat Bear's Anime Club. I try to answer the question, what's the deal with that sound effect that's in a bunch of anime? It's this girl going, wow. What's up with that sound effect? Well, I delved into it and tried to explain it. It's the closest thing I have done to academic research in a very long time, so I was happy to do it. Bear With Me is my weekly video series where I react to things. They're real, actual reaction videos. And this time I reacted to a Master Roshi cosplayer. Someone filmed a Master Roshi cosplayer at an anime convention, and I reacted to it, and it's a good little video. I was very happy with what I was watching. And then the bonus card pack opening video where I opened 4 packs of random trading cards from movies and trading card games. And I was definitely confused by some of them. And also, there was one that was from 1990, and it was just sports guys, just football players. And I think I recognized one name. So that was kind of fun. But also, what was I doing? All right. So let's see. I think that's all the stuff I want to talk about right now as far as me plugging. Sorry for everybody that takes a little while, but I only do that once a stream. And now I'm going to get back to building, and we are going to talk about, I'm going to start working on, I believe, yes, the chest and headpiece here. Dirty says the female version of the Owen Wilson WoW. So it predates Owen Wilson WoW, but it's equivalent of that. It is usually used as a it's kind of like a wolf whistle. The I can't whistle like that. But it's that akin to that in regards to generally a scantily clad person or an accidentally scantily clad person in anime. There's just like a wow. Have you ever seen just it's in Fairy Tail a lot, but I would kind of like try to figure out like what's the deal with this thing. So what's going on with the sound effect. And I think I figured it out. So I don't know. That was just a silly thing to do. Anyway, I'm going to get back to building the Penelope, and we're going to talk anime, because that is the thing that happens here in the second hour. I talk about the anime that I've been watching since the last build stream, which was Monday. So this is anime that came out on Tuesday and Wednesday. I can't say where I've heard that wow sound before, but I'm pretty sure I've heard the wow sound somewhere. Yeah, Slow Bird. It's been in, like, a bunch of anime. It most recently, to my hearing, was in an episode of season 2 of the Quintessential Quintuplets, which is a dating, a romantic comedy series, and it was in season 2, which was just a couple weeks ago. And that is when I was like, what the fuck is going on with this thing? I've always kind of wondered, and I was like, I guess I could try to find out. I'm not a journalist or a researcher, but I am someone that has a video series about anime. So I guess I could talk about anime in that respect. Speaking of which, let's talk about anime. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Slime Diaries. The Slime Diaries is a side anime to That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. These are the slow, slice of life, goofy little moments that happen with our characters in between season 1 and 2. So this is before this kind of weird isekai became a dark fantasy isekai, which is, happened in season 2. So it is just the relaxed version of that show. Everyone's looks a little cuter. It is based on a manga, which was the spin-off series, and it is the fact that the episodes are full length is so weird to me, because the show feels like it should be short. It should be like a chibi series, like a shorty, but it is not a shorty. It's full length anime, but it's cute. Let's see. The big takeaways for this one is that it's summer and everyone is hot and feeling the heat. We do get flashbacks, and we get to see the almost chibi version of Veladora as a dragon, which was fun. That was just kind of fun to see. Veladora as a cute dragon. There was a water gun fight where Rimuru got too into it. This is a cute little comedy series, so it's kind of weird to just say, like, here's the thing that happened, here's the thing that happened. If you're like, hey, Pat, did they do a gag about how Shion is bad at cooking? Yes, they did. There was an endurance contest, but one of the endurances was eating, and she made the food, so everyone got sick, and nobody won. Except for Gabata, who did not join in, who had a premonition that he should not take part in the contest. So he technically won by not competing. And it was fine. It was a fine little episode. There was a cute moment with Geld, who's just a very fun... They're just letting that character be way more than he gets. He gets to do way more stuff than he does in the show. Also, we got to see some slimes that aren't Rimuru, which is a thing that I've been wanting to see in the show, because everybody knows what a slime is. Everybody knows that he's a slime, but we've never seen a slime on that show before other than Rimuru. So it was kind of cool to see some other slimes, and they were not psyched about Rimuru being who he is. They were like, let's get out of here. And I thought that was cute. Let's see. Anything else about Slime Diaries? Basically he became, Shion and Shuna fighting over Rimuru is not old. That's in the regular series. So I was not surprised to see that in this. But they handled it by him inflating himself into a big, beanbag chair, because he's a slime and he's cool. So for the summer heat, it was nice to lay on a big beanbag chair, Rimuru. And I thought that was pretty cute. And that's the episode. Okay, let's get into the Saint's power is omnipotent. The Saint's power is omnipotent. You're going, well, Pat, that's definitely the name of an isekai that was a light novel. And you're right. If you didn't know anything about the series and you guessed isekai based on a light novel, you'd be totally accurate, and good job. Now, Is this your standard isekai? Is this your modern isekai? No. This is a traditional isekai, an old school isekai, an isekai in the style of Fushigi Yugi, or maybe even Escaflowne, but even more so of a certain traditional isekai, because this is a romance isekai. This is a fucking handsome gentlemen are all interested in one lady who is the main character, who is and they are interested in her because she is like powerful and cool and nice, uh and she has definite self-esteem issues and does not feel like, is unaware that people could possibly be into her and is very confused by that. It just happens to be set in a fantasy land, uh and she was transported there by circumstance. But this is some fucking like romance anime, and I fucking love it. Holy shit! Because we got this guy Hawk. Okay, we got John Hawk. I think his first name is John. Yeah, John Hawk. Or no, he's Andrew Hawk. That's right. So we got Hawk. He was known as the Ice Knight because he was so stern and he was so formal and he was only focused on the job of being a knight. But he got his life saved by Sai, who was our main character. And now he is head over heels and totally into Sai. And she is, up until this episode, unaware that that is the case. Because he's like, hey, come to town with me. I'm going shopping. I got to pick up some stuff. Why don't you come to town with me? And you and I know, oh, that's a date. But our friend does not know that this is a date. She is just like, later, she's telling like, well, we hung out and we got food and we talked and we sat together. And, he didn't want me to get lost, so we held hands. And he did buy me a very expensive, hey, welcome. He did buy me a very expensive ornament that I had my eye on, which has a very rare enchantment, because enchanting is incredibly expensive and rare. But this wasn't oh no, this was a date, huh? And it's very cute. And that leads to Sai being introduced to the magical research group that does enchantments, the Magi that do enchantments, who we have not seen in the show before. Paint the chicken black. I'm definitely like, yeah, no, I'm not doing a black bird. I do like our white chicken swan here, but yeah, I mean, you could, it would look pretty neat painted black. Anyway, so in this episode of Saint's Power, Magic Power is Omnipotent. Turns out our girl Sai is really good at enchanting, like unquestionably better than everyone else at enchanting, because of course she is. She gets roped into helping them. The the enchantment director, he like smiles at her work, and the other mages, it's very cute because they're all like, holy shit, he's smiling. He likes what's happening. Like, they have never seen that before. So is he going to be in the We Like Sai club? I don't know, but he seems like to appreciate her skill and her, and that was fun. And then she made a necklace for Hawk that has a stone in it that she enhanced to help protect him from all kinds of different damages, like spell damage. And he kisses her hand, and she blushes so much, and it's so cute, and there's romance. And are things going to take a dramatic turn? Of course. Our characters maybe going to be like professing to each other. Will there be like rivals for her? Probably. Do I assume that her friend, Liz, is probably like betrothed to the prince who like summoned her here and then rejected her? Probably. Are people going to be like, I think this girl is the saint, and that's going to lead to problems? Sure. Like, there's going to be drama because it's a romantic fantasy drama, So that's gonna happen. You know, our over. I like that this show is about an overpowered main character, but she's like overpowered and like helping people with magic. Uh, I don't. I just think that's a fun take on this, on the genre. Um, like she is OP, but she's not like battle. Like she's not gonna like take over the kingdom, overpowered. But she's gonna win the hearts of the people. Also, he's called the Ice Knight. Our man Hawk. He's called the Ice Knight because he's stern. He's also called the Ice Knight because he knows ice magic, which is apparently very rare. So that's also why he's known as the Ice Knight. It's more than one thing, which is that's fun. Um, let's see other anime stuff we can talk about here. Um, we can talk about Super Cub. So Ironhide. I was talking about the anime. I'm talking about some anime that I've been watching. I usually do that in the second hour of the stream. I was talking about the anime. The Saint's magic power is omnipotent. Um, Saint's magic power is omnipotent. Is an isekai, but it's an isekai in that a girl travels to a fantasy land, but then and there's magic, so it is a traditional isekai, but it's also a show about romance, and it just so happens to be that the romance is stemming in part because she was transported to another land. But now I'm going to talk to you about my favorite show this season, without a doubt, my favorite show in the spring 2021 anime season, Super Cub. Now, is Super Cub for everyone? No, Super Cub is not for everyone. Uh, I think that if you don't like slow paced slice of lives, I think that's gonna be a tough sell. Um, if when I tell you that I got teary eyed at the end of this episode because um, our main character, who's not sure if this other girl is her friend or not because she doesn't think she has friends, but she thinks she has like a partnership with this girl, their shared love of the Cub, which is a motorcycle that's kind of like a scooter in Japan, um, that they have a connection. And this small moment of Reika giving Reiko, I should say, giving Koguma, our main character, like her number, her cell number, in case something happens and she needs to call somebody that knows. Um, uh, and how that puts this big smile on her face. Like it's hard to describe the small, quiet, wonderful moments in this show. So this is Super Cub, which refers to the motorcycle, the Honda Super Cub. This is a show about a girl that doesn't feel like she has anything. Thank you for the follow, Iron Dog. Um, this is a girl who has no family and has no friends and is on a fixed income, going to school. And in the first episode, she ends up buying a very inexpensive used Super Cub. Super Cub is, I mean, it's classified as a motorcycle in Japan, but it is a glorified scooter, which is awesome. And there's another girl in school that has a postal cub, which for a little while in Japan, um, those bikes used to be hella popular here. Yeah, they're like souped up mopeds and like low grade motorcycles. But Reiko has a postal cub, which was a modified version of that was for like mail carriers in Japan for a little while. But she souped it up to make it something that she can use. So it's a slow, patient little show about a girl. So after school, they end up finding this guy who salvages stuff. Reiko knows this guy who salvages bikes, and they get in exchange for snacks for the office. They get this um, uh, storage box that can go on the back of her cub. And then a teacher comes by and he's like, I saw you have a cub. I used to have a cub. Here's the front basket from it. Because in Japan, this anime posits a world, which is accurate but probably exaggerated in this anime, posits a world where there are people who just love cubs. They just love this one brand. This kind of like, there's this like thing where this teacher who like has talked to a little bit is just like, oh, you have a cub. Okay, here you go. Let me help. And they're just people willing to help her because they of a shared love of this kind of motorcycle. And it's just like, it's a lovely little series. So she has a motorcycle helmet, but she doesn't have a shield. And I do want to say right now that she doesn't think about like, well, let me try to buy it online, because she uses computers in school, but she doesn't have one at home. She's got her cell phone. So Reiko is like, well, we'll go online and we'll check online. And the name of their fake Google is Goggles, which is just a good fake name for Google. So they go on Goggles, and she's like, oh, these are all really expensive. These face shields are expensive, even, the used ones. So instead, she ends up getting a pair of goggles. She just gets some goggles at the hardware store. And so she can speed up a little bit as she's biking, and it doesn't, the wind doesn't whip her in the face because she's protected. Her eyes are at least protected. And the smile on this girl's face, like, it's this big goofy grin that she has as she's like outfitting her bike and like making plans to do things, and just she has a little bit of a monologue about how now she has this cub. Now she has she can like go places and do things. The world is opening up to her a little bit. And it's just a lovely little show. The soundtrack is mostly just piano. It's very sparse and very lovely. This show is designed to, play at your heartstrings, and it's doing a very good job of that. I am a big fan of it. Just like this girl, like the possibilities are kind of open up for her. She's just she dreams about riding a bike. It's the first time we've ever seen one of her dreams, and it's about being on her bike and riding on a country road. And it's just, it comes with my highest recommendation. I think I'm waiting to see one more episode of my other show this season that I really like, those Snow White Notes, because I think the first episode of those Snow White Notes is incredible, and then the second and third I've been less enthused about, but I'm waiting to see the fourth episode, because I think that the first episode shows a lot of promise, and then they could have say, oh, it's not actually about this. It's not about this lost guy trying to make his way in Tokyo. He did, but now he's outside Tokyo in school, and it's a high school show. And I was like, oh, I'm less thrilled about that, but it's still good. But right now, Super Cub is my favorite show this season. It's on Funimation. It comes with my highest recommendation. You can watch with ads the first 2 episodes. The third episode came out, I believe, Wednesday. Yeah, so you would need to have a subscription to Funimation to watch the third episode. I highly recommend it, as I said. Dustin Forrester just subscribed, and Dustin says, 100% agree with you about Super Cub, and I probably wouldn't have checked it out without your recommendation. That means a lot to me. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for that. Thank you for subscribing, of course. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego site emote in the chat. And again, thank you so much for checking it out, because it is a special little show. It's, like I said, it's a quiet show. But I think that I'm so glad it got made. I'm so glad that it's out there and that people are loving it. I would say if you love motorcycles, it's not the same thing as hey, if you love racing, check out Initial D if you're not an anime fan. to me, like Initial D was a good gateway to some people for anime. I don't know if Super Cub's a good gateway to anime if you love motorcycles. But if you're up for a slower paced show, I think it's really rewarding. Those things used to be hella popular in my country due to low cost and used to be imported like hell. Yeah, I could see that because it does look like it's, like, especially if there are a lot of them. I mean, one of the reasons why she was looking at those is the reason she ended up getting a cub is because she was biking to school and she was tired of biking uphill. Like there was a big hill right before it, and she would just get to school tired. And then she saw somebody on a motorcycle and was like, kind of on a whim, went to go check it out. And I just kind of love that. I think that's just like so cute. But it's a good show. Admittedly, I did look up the cost of a Super Cub after watching the first episode, right? Yeah, I mean, I didn't go that far, but I was like, huh. Okay, so I gotta see if I can pop this out here. This has to come down. So there we go. So this piece is gonna pop down here in the front. We are gonna attach one of the front parts onto this. And that, let's see how that looks. So that goes in here. Okay, so this is gonna go into this portion like that. It kind of just clips in, which is surprising how flimsy that connection is, but it does work. So this is going to be also part of the frame. This is going to go in here, and then the other part of the Penelope, the top part, is going to clip on top of this. So hopefully that all becomes more secure when that goes on there. But right now, yeah, there's a big piece of, some of these are big pieces of plastic, right? It's a high grade. Even if it's got a lot of equipment on it, it's still a high grade. Oh, we're actually going to get some stickers. It's been a hot minute since we had some stickers to put on a kit, or this kit. We only did a few of them on the head, so more stickers are coming. Don't worry. All right, so we'll get another section of this going here. I don't know the tag, the current price tag, though I think it was most of the ones available were reconditioned from the 90s. This was in the 2000s. Yeah, that makes sense. That does seem like that's when it was popular. We got some more friends watching. Welcome, everybody. We're working on this Penelope. It's real big. It's hard to show you how big this is, but this is for a high grade, this is a pretty big kit. And I think I'm just going to put it on its stand now, because after the stream's over, I'm going to have to photograph this thing. The last anime I want to tell you about is short, Big Feet, Big Sword. Yes. The last episode, or last thing I want to tell you about, this is real quick. So there is a little chibi, little 2-minute episode series called Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Dragon Maid S short animation series. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S is going to be the sequel that's coming out next season to Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, which is kind of self-evident. So they're making a sequel series. Okay, so yeah, here is it on its stand, so you can kind of see it a little bit better there. But yeah, this is getting big. This is a big friend we're putting together here. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid a short is it's a short. These are really quick bite-sized episodes that are just like, hey, here's the thing. Okay, now we're moving on. Just kind of like whet your appetite. Little extra jokey versions. They're short. This one was Kana wants to nap outside. And Kobayashi's like, all right, I guess, because everybody was napping because it was nap time. And then Toru was suggesting places for them to nap, and all of the places were bad and weird. And Kobayashi likes home the best, but Toru rightfully points out that all of Kana points out that all of Toru's ideas were bad and weird. She didn't say bad. She was just like, they were odd. So it makes sense that Kobayashi wouldn't like them. Because one of them was like in space. She was like, no, we can't do this here, or like the desert. It's like, no, this is too hot. So yeah, just a cute little thing. It's like I said, it's 2 minutes. It's just little fun little gags. If you really like Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, or you're pumping yourself up and getting psyched for the new season coming out, you can just watch that. 7. Yeah, that's about it. And that's the anime watch. Because as I said, I'm not going to be covering How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega, which is the second season of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord, because I'm probably still going to be watching those episodes on occasion, but I am not currently thrilled with that show and what it's doing. So I'm like, meh about it. Maybe maybe the next episode I'll be interested in, because the next episode is the dungeon that he made in the other world, or in the game. He's now has to like go and conquer a dungeon that he created, and that's kind of an interesting idea because it plays into the thing that I am most interested in, the untapped potential in the show, which is not a new idea because I mean it's the same idea that Overlord was doing, which was, here's a person who was playing video games and very good at an online MMO is now inhabiting the character that he created in a different world that is very similar to the world of the game, but everyone is alive and it's not a game world, but it is a game world to him. That's a fun premise that I enjoy, but it feels like it looks like it could be a transformer that turns into something. Yes, this definitely, like the armor we're putting on here, especially the head, the Pegasus or Penelope part of it, really does invoke a like triple changer or something. Like, yeah, like this is gonna have like a train mode and a plane mode or something. You're not wrong. But yeah, the premise of like, oh, I learned all these skills and I'm a good video game player and now I'm in this world and I have to inhabit the character that I used to portray is interesting. It's kind of complicated enough that I wonder what the vehicle form is. Yeah. Yeah, this is just basically like, here's the thing that's interesting, right? All of this is just to make the Odysseus stronger and fly better. This is like the flight mode. This is just like, that's all it is. And it's, I would say, a bit much. A bit unnecessary and a bit much. But it does look cool, and that counts for something. If we're going to put all this effort into it, it should at least look cool, and it does. So that's nice. All right, so we'll do this here. Some of this shading going. A little line there, a little line there. Let's see. What am I watching? I'm watching Combatants anime, and the intro feels a bit old school. Not bad, just a throwback to the early aughts. Yeah, Dirty. I've heard a couple people I know have been digging it, and have also mentioned that it feels a little throwbacky. I'm not watching it because I don't like the humor of that mangaka. I just have never liked that person's humor, like ever. Because look. Do I like a character who only wants to learn the most powerful explosion fire magic and refuses to learn anything else? Yes, I think Megami is a great little character. I think she's fantastic. I think that premise is awesome. Did I immediately get sick of darkness? 100%. So Konosuba I bounced off of very quickly because I just got, like, I didn't like the main dude at all, and so it's like, well, if I like one of these characters, I don't like Aqua, I don't like Darkness, I like one of 4 characters, I'm not going to keep watching this show. And then Konomichi, Kimonomichi, I should say, Rise Up, which has a premise that I should fucking adore. I'm so disappointed that show wasn't that good. The idea of a wrestler who gets isekai'd into a magical world, but because he loves animals so much, he refuses to hurt demon beasts, and he wants to open a pet store and show people how great demons or monsters are. and big beasts. I love that premise. That premise is made for me. That's a bad show that I did not enjoy. Because every character in that show is a creepy weirdo, just about. And I was just like, oh, this sucks. Um, so the fact that that mangaka it also worked on this, I was just like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it. It could be good. I could be wrong. I'm fine. Sometimes I'm fine with like, I don't want to watch this, and and be wrong. Like some people's favorite show last season was a show that I was like, I can kind of understand why some people liked um uh the Skate the Infinity. I can kind of understand. I think Skate the Infinity is just like whatever. There's nothing to me that was like this rules at all. Like I was just laughing at the main character. I was like, "You're the villain, the main villain." I was like, "Okay." It was like this show isn't queer enough for me to be like, "Oh, okay. Well, it's just attractive boys running around on skateboards." I was like, "Oh no, this show. I think this show thinks it's cool, and I didn't think it was cool." So, but I know some people really liked Skate the Infinity. They thought it was awesome. I couldn't get past the fact that they called their skateboard battles beefs, and also, um, a lot of them high school kids were taking their lives in their hands to fight adults via skateboarding. And one of those characters had only been skateboarding for a couple weeks, and I did not understand why he didn't just be like, "Oh no, thanks, I don't want to die. I don't care about this enough to die." Like all those characters were like, "Well, I gotta beat the strongest character who rides a longboard and sometimes tries to hit people in the face with that longboard. I gotta beat him." And I'm like, "Why? Why the fuck do you have to do that?" At least in fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, people are going to get banished to the Shadow Realm if you don't beat them. Like, sure, people get like turned into Pokemon. Sorry, they get turned into Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So like, Dual Monsters cards. You know what I meant. They get turned into cards. So like, sure, you got to defeat that guy. I get that. But this thing was just like, I got to prove I'm the best skater. It's like, why? Why do you have to do that? Get out of here. Uh, so yeah, I'm not one to judge because I don't. Also, I watch stuff that I'm like. I mean, I say when I watch stuff that I'm like, don't watch this show. I try to tell people, and some of those are isekais that I don't think are good. Let's see, what's right now? What am I watching right now that I'm like? I'm watching. I mean, this Kobayashi's Dragon Maid short ass. If you didn't like Dragon Maid, there's no reason to watch it. Let's see, is there anything that I'm watching right now? Oh, I would say if Seven Knights Revolution Hero Successor, Seven Knights Revolution Hero Successor, if that show was on a Wednesday, I wouldn't be watching it. But because it's on a Sunday, and I don't have a lot of Sunday, Monday anime right now, I'm watching it. Again, I would not be watching it if it was on another day because I have other stuff to watch. It just so happens to be in the perfect time slot where I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this show that's not that good. But like, you shouldn't be watching that show. It's not that good. Find a show that is. Watch that. That's my big Pat Bear advice. Watch good stuff. What is the? I'm watching something on YouTube, and I gotta remember the name of it. I'm getting retweeted. What's going on here? Okay, good. Good. It's nothing bad. Sometimes I see like 15 notifications on Twitter, and I'm like, oh no, what did I do? It's just people liking my tweets. That does sound like a humble brag, and it's not. It's definitely not a humble brag by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see. Control F. Food? No. I'm getting. I must have a. Where's that food tweet? I had a food tweet. I think it was yesterday. I gotta find this food tweet because I gotta know the name of this channel. Because I found a good food channel, so I gotta find it. Because I can't. It's really great. It's so great that I can't remember the name. Oh, here we go. Um, About to Eat. About to Eat is a new food channel on YouTube. They've been around for a couple of months. They got a bunch of videos up. About to Eat is like just like seems nice, like nice people who like food. Uh, and that's my recommendation. Uh, there's a different videos series on there. It feels a little like outside of obviously they're all social distancing from each other, but it feels a little uh, like it's trying to be the next Bon Appetit, and I welcome that because I'm not going back to Bon Appetit, so I welcome that. Yeah, it seems like nice people. Looks like it's people from BuzzFeed that are no longer at BuzzFeed doing their thing, and so I welcome it. But yeah, About to Eat is the name of that channel, and yeah, seems pretty good. Okay, so this is gonna go. These are gonna go here. Just want to connect this piece, and then We're not gonna get finished with this, but we'll get some detailing on here because we got to put more parts on this. We'll get close to finishing this piece. Maybe we'll finish this piece up. There's not a lot of panel line to do on here. Not that you can really see it, but it does make it stand out. What are y'all watching? Anything people checking out on YouTube? Things you've been, films you've been watching, anything like that? Let me know. Now's your time to let me know what you're up to on the internet that you want to share with me on Twitter, or sorry, on Twitch that I will mention. If you're checking out anything cool, stuff you think I should check out, feel free to let me know. I like hearing what you're up to, and also we have a little bit of time left in the stream, so why not share with each other before we go raid? Because that's what's going to happen in the stream. Obviously, we're going to pay things forward, and we are going to go and raid another streamer and see what they're up to. Generally, they are West Coast people that I know and like, and they're sometimes they are often just playing video games. Almost always. I've been enjoying watching Jeff's sift through his garage. Yes, Jeff Gerstmann's garage streams are oddly compelling. And also, I mean, if you just want something on that every once in a while, like, you don't have to look at it. You can just, like, go about your business in the background. Every once in a while, you'll hear, like, a keyword that you're like, oh, wait, actually, I care about that. And maybe you'll rewind a little bit. I think that's pretty good. Zombie Pie says, I saw The Serpent on Netflix, but don't know if I liked it or not. It's weird. I have not heard of The Serpent, but okay. It's weird. And hey, you know what? There's definitely something about that, right? That feeling where you're like, hey, I don't know if I like that or not. It depends. Zombie Pie, is it sticking with you? Are you thinking about it? Or is it just a thing where you're like, well, I definitely didn't hate it. Or maybe I didn't. But yeah, if it's sticking with you, if you're like in the shower and you're like, what was up with that one thing? Like, that's kind of cool if that can happen. Not saying it definitely did. Oh, we can finish. Let's get this big piece on. Let's see. What else do we got to do after that? We got to do the front wings. Got to put front wings on this thing still. Oh, yeah. We got the whole big back part of this to go on here. I don't think I'm going to finish this on Saturday. I thought I might be able to finish this on Saturday, but I got some stuff left to do on this. So I don't think we're going to get it on Saturday. But let's get the front piece on here so I could do whoops. The arm fell off. Hell yeah. Arm totally fell off. That's fun. All right. So we got to pull the arm pieces out here. These are going to go up. To here. So the piece on. All right. We got L and M. We got to put L and M pieces on here. So this is L. And M are these tiny ones there. Yeah. Intentional design flaw to make money on repairs. Yeah, maybe. No, it's just the arms are a little bit of a weak point here, and you have to really get them connected well, or they do drop. It is a bit frustrating. It reminds me of old Master Grades having that like the weak arm components. Yeah, it's sticking. It's a low tier version of American Crime Story, but with Versace season and not the O.J. Simpson season. Okay. Huh. All right. Yeah, like I said, I don't know the thing, but that sounds cool. I mean, yeah, it's one of those. I've been in that place where you're like, yeah, I don't know what I think about this, but I'm thinking about it, and like that's kind of cool. To me, that's that. There's an ambition in there, in that, right? Where you're like, yeah, I don't know what. I'm not sure what they were going for, but I like that they were going for something. I don't know. Can we go? Iron says, I'm back. What are you guys talking about? Well, we're just, I'm asking people in chat what they're consuming, if they're watching anything on Netflix or YouTube. We only have a few minutes left in the stream, so I do like to check in with people. And Zombie Pie was talking about The Serpent on Netflix, which Zombie Pie was like, I'm not sure if I liked it or didn't like it. And I've been there. I've definitely had that with things where I'm like, it's where something is stuck with me, but I'm like, I'm not sure if that was good or bad that it stuck with me, but it did. Um, I haven't had anything like that in a little while. Uh, I've been going back and just watching like travel videos. Not these days. I'm actually stuck with an exam. Ah, there you go. Well, good luck. Good luck on it. Yeah, I've had that. I've had that where I'm like, yeah, my mind is just kind of trapped on something, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't know if I like that, but I'm thinking about it all the time, and that could be good, and also, as I said, it could be real bad. All right, so how does this work? Goes like this. Okay. So this is gonna I'm like looking at this like, okay, can I put this piece on right and not fuck this up? Do I know how to do that? I am not sure if I know how to do that. So okay, and then this goes in. This goes like this. Oh, okay. This is a little confusing, folks. Sorry, I can't really explain this too well. Um, I've been rewatching the Clue Crew vids, which are still pretty good. Forgot that it started not long before the pandemic happened. Yes, yes, totally right. We're going to have a very disastrous third wave. Yeah, I mean, people talk about waves. To me, it's like, uh, to me, I haven't put a lot of stock in waves because I've never really felt like we've had, you know, outbreaks, and then we've had periods where we you know, the outbreaks were lessened. Um, I think that as things open up more, um, people who are vaccinated are going to be spreading it to people who aren't vaccinated because they're going to be feeling bulletproof. Um, and people who aren't vaccinated are going to be living their lives as if there's nothing that happened because they're like, well, whatever. That's how they felt anyway. And as more things open up, um, we are going to have people, yeah, spreading it to folks, and we're going to have people um, uh, right now, everything, you know, with variants, that's going to be tough. Um, and then also, we don't know if the people who got one shot or two shots are going to go for a booster. We don't know if they're going to be up for a booster if they do need a booster. We just don't know if people are going to be like, yeah, all right, or if people are going to be like, what? No. Um, my 60-year-old mom is continuing to watch One Piece and she loves it. Hell yeah, Zombie Pie. That's awesome. I love that. I love that she is engaged and interested in One Piece. That's great. That is very fucking cool. Uh, we get to find out if we have to pay for booster shots. Yeah, Lord Crashington. I think that's going to be tough. Yes, and there are parts of this world that are having incredibly tough time just getting any kind of shots. And obviously that's unbelievably terrible. That there are people. Oops, that just fell off. there are people who are just who don't know if and when they're going to get access to anything, and that is obviously awful. I'm going to be 60 before I can catch up to the newest episode of One Piece. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit behind on One Piece. I'm going to play catch up between seasons. The winter to spring season started like right away. There was very little gap between episodes of stuff, so I didn't end up catching up on any of my ongoings that I wasn't watching. Also, I had to catch up on. I knew I was going to have to catch up on Black Clover before it ended, which it did end. So. All right, getting this on, I might have to take this off the base to do it. We'll see. Just finish the Sky Islands. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. You got a lot of One Piece left. All right. All right. What I'm gonna do is to get this on, I'm gonna take it off the base because I think that'll be easier. I've been told that this just kind of like fits on, and it's not like incredibly sturdy, which is why part of the reason why you have the base. Is all right, so this is gonna lock in. This is gonna go like this, and then these parts fit here. You know, I don't always do research about kits, but kits that are like odd like this, I often do a little bit of research. Okay, there it is. All right, so we got these parts on. You can see this thing is just nonsense. I started One Piece in the beginning, maybe a year and a half ago. I'm almost the current arc. Hell yeah, that's awesome, Dustin. Long-term goals. Yeah, back in a few years ago, I made it my mission. This was years and years ago, obviously a couple years ago, that I was going to get caught up because I had not been watching Naruto for a number of years, and I was going to get caught up to watch the last couple episodes like as they aired, and I did it. I managed to watch like a lot of Naruto Shippuden because I had been in Shippuden when I stopped, but I watched a lot of Naruto to be able to catch up in time to watch it live. Oh, that just came off. All right, let me try to get this back on its stand here. I think I might be doing something wrong, and I will investigate off stream if I'm doing something wrong because this all feels very flimsy. But that might just be how this kit operates. I don't know if I'd have start over at One Piece if I just like go back to it. Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, but I watched a lot of Naruto. Look, it was easy. Also, it was easy to get caught up because like you just fast forward through stuff that's like whatever. Like, oh, this is filler. That doesn't mean anything. I can kind of care about. I don't have to care about this. This is another recap episode. Okay, I can just skip through this. Like it wasn't the hardest thing I've done in my life getting caught up. All right, so yeah, right now I think there's going to be there's other parts of this kit that will clip onto this, and I think it will make it more stable. So right now I'm just going to leave it as it is, and then I'll be working on this on Saturday. But yeah, I got lots of parts. We got giant pieces like this to put on this thing. But this is right now, I have made progress, and I'm happy with the progress we made on the stream. Thank you so much, everybody that was watching. I appreciate it very much. We are going to raid. That is what we do here, is we go and we raid streams at the end of what we did, especially because we started with a great raid, which was very nice of Jason to do that. Don't even breathe on it. Yes. So we're going to go raid. We're going to go find somebody who's doing something cool and go give them some love. Okay. When did this person? I like to look at my friends to see when they started streaming that night because okay. Did not say I'm going live. Oh no. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong person. Let's see. There we go. When did they start streaming tonight? Oh, they started streaming 5 hours ago. We are not going to go raid my friend Joe. Joe Kim rules, but Joe Kim is probably wrapping up his stream, I have to imagine, because he started 5 hours ago. So we're not going to raid Joe, who I love, and we haven't given any love to Joe in a little while, but Joe Kim rules. But we are instead going to go raid a friend of the stream, Xandra. The time right now is 11 p.m. Eastern time, so it's the end of this stream, Eastern United States. But we're going to go raid Xandra. Xandra is the person that has made my my many emotes, and Xandra is absolutely great. And so we're going to go give Xandra a raid. Thanks for coming here. Hope you have a great time. I will see you on the next Build with Baer. And please come check me out on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern for a sweet hangout. And feel free to come along this raid. Xandra rules. Xandra is playing Sekiro, and that's fun. And I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.